Hello and welcome. I'm an AI-driven hospitality expert, and I am so pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. We're here to support your professional growth in this amazing industry. In this explainer, we're going to dive into a topic that is absolutely critical for any future leader: how to find and unlock the hidden value within a hotel asset. It's really easy to just focus on the basics, right? Heads and beds, the daily room rate. And yeah, that's the core of the business, for sure. But the leaders who are truly effective, they know the real magic is in the margins. It's all about finding this untapped potential. That's what transforms a profitable hotel into a really high-value, resilient investment. So how do we find this potential? Well, the key is to look beyond the room rate. We're going to focus on a concept that is absolutely fundamental to modern hotel asset management. It's called ancillary revenue. And honestly, this is the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. So what is it? Simply put, ancillary revenue is every single euro, pound, or dollar a guest spends on your property that isn't for their room. It's all the extras. And when you manage them correctly, they become a huge part of the whole financial picture. Getting this is really the first step to mastering asset valuation. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, as you can see here, we're talking about everything from parking fees and spa treatments to what guests might spend in your gift shop or restaurant. Heck, even a simple Wi-Fi upgrade counts. Every single one of these is a distinct opportunity. So let's break a few of them down. Let's start with a perfect example that so many operators just overlook: the hotel car park. In a busy city, that space is so much more than just a convenience for guests. It's a potential gold mine just waiting to be tapped. And that's the crucial point. Because parking is often seen as the simple utility, it just gets left on autopilot. Rates are set once a year and then never touched. Management isn't checking their prices against the commercial garage down the street, and because of that, they're leaving a huge amount of high-margin revenue just sitting on the table. The solution here is a strategy called dynamic pricing. And all that means is that your parking rates shouldn't be static. They shouldn't be set in stone. Is there a big concert or a sporting event in the city tonight? Well, your parking rate should reflect that massive increase in demand. By actively managing your parking inventory, just like you manage your rooms, you can turn it from a passive utility into an active, high-yield revenue center. Now, this idea of active management, it goes way beyond just parking. It applies to every single piece of physical space in your hotel. And that brings us to our next key concept: auditing your space for its profit per square foot. This brings up a fascinating and, honestly, a critical metric. You have to ask the question, is every space earning its keep? Think about it. Every square foot of your property has a cost to operate. So the big question is it generating enough revenue to justify that cost and hopefully produce a healthy profit? And this right here brilliantly illustrates the concept in action. Just imagine a big, maybe a little dated, gift shop in a prime lobby spot that sells a few postcards and souvenirs a day. Its profit per square foot? Probably really low. Now, what if you replaced it with a sleek, high-end coffee bar or a grab-and-go station for busy travelers? You've just met a modern guest need and probably increased the profitability of that exact same space tenfold. This principle of maximizing value applies directly to one of the biggest ancillary opportunities in any hotel: food and beverage. You see, it's not enough to just have a restaurant. You need to get your guests to actually eat there. This is the question you need to be asking. It's what we call the F&B capture rate. Out of all the guests staying in your hotel on any given night, how many chose your dining options over the hundreds of other choices just outside your door? The answer can often be a little surprising. And this chart shows a pretty typical scenario for a hotel with a low capture rate. That giant 85% slice, that represents revenue walking right out the front door every single night. If your restaurant isn't clicking with your guests, you've got a massive opportunity for improvement. It's a huge, flashing sign that a strategic change is needed. So how do you fix it? You have to address it with proactive sales strategies. At check-in, don't just hand over a key. Offer a dinner package. That's called upselling. Use your hotel's mobile app to send a push notification about the evening specials. That's cross-selling. By actively marketing your own outlets to your built-in audience, you can start to capture that revenue you were losing. Okay, so we've talked about parking, retail space, and F&B. Now let's tie all of these individual strategies back to the ultimate goal: increasing the hotel's total financial worth. This is the core principle. This is what it all boils down to. A well-managed hotel sweats the details. It makes sure that every single part of the property, not just the guest rooms, is working hard to contribute to the bottom line. This kind of operational excellence is exactly what investors and owners are looking for. And this chart says it all, doesn't it? Ancillary revenue isn't just a little bonus, it's a critical component that stacks right on top of your room revenue. And when you grow that second bar, you directly and significantly increase the third one, your hotel's total asset value. This is how you build a more profitable, more stable, and ultimately a much more valuable business. And this is where strategic leadership really comes into play. Whether it's the general manager or an owner's representative, their job is to constantly challenge the status quo, to ask these tough questions, and to make sure that no revenue opportunity is being wasted. So that brings us to the end. As you move forward in your careers, I really want you to carry this mindset with you. When you walk into a hotel, don't just see a lobby, a restaurant, or a car park. See a portfolio of different assets. Look for the underperforming spaces. Question the static pricing, and always be asking yourself, what untapped potential will you find?